Then we'll share with you the best bits and the best highlights of yesterday's exclusive interview that Bolari had with the former Chief Justice Sophia Akufo on Star Chat. Some of the details are just incredible, amazing. If you missed it, you'll get a chance to catch up on some of the big highlights from the interview. But of course, at 7 p.m. on Sunday, the full interview will also air live on GH1 television. You can head to our YouTube page as well now if you can't wait till then to go watch it. But this morning, that's what the menu looks like. And then we'll settle with our team for our weekly review. A lot of issues to discuss this week. A lot of things have happened that we need to pay some attention to. But right now, we're about to begin our happy hour conversations. My guest this morning is one of the most celebrated media personalities we have in the country. She has devoted 2 decades of her life to impact. And if you are someone who monitors the mass media landscape, she is unforgettable, unmistakable, and unavoidable. Everyone knows her as Ohemaawoyeje. Ohemaawoyeje joins in this morning, and she has many legs, not just what she does on air, but many things she does also off air in impacting society. Ohema, good morning.
Good morning, Francis.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Typically, you don't get up this early to come to the studio for an interview.
You know already. I'm the mid-morning woman.
Mid-morning, yes.
Yeah. So.
But how's life? 20 years of doing this media work.
It hasn't been easy. Very challenging, and that is the more reason why I have written a book.
You've written a book?
Sure. I have a book that I'm launching on Saturday tomorrow.
Wow,
yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So take me to the beginning. First of all, everybody knows you as Ohemaawoyeje.
Yeah.
What's the name on your birth certificate?
Okay. So my official name is Harry Ajoa Owusokusi.
Harry?
Ajoa.
I thought Harry was a man's name.
No, my spelling is different from the male spelling.
Okay.
The Harry for male, I know, is Harry.
Yes.
But mine is Harey.
Okay, Harry. Okay.
Yeah, Harry.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the name on the birth certificate.
No, on my birth cert, growing up, I was Rebecca Yeboah, but I've changed names until out of marriage, I'm now having my husband's name attached to. So I've been changing names. I have all the affidavits there, and there are reasons why. But those reasons, they are not necessary for discussion.
But at what point in your life did you say that this career in media was for you? Was it accidental or it was a conscious decision to do this?
It was not a conscious decision. I think it was a coincidence that happened after my secondary school education. Actually, I was much into music. I was rapping a lot, performing during entertainment hours. Man, I have plenty demos, so that never came out.
Wow.
So I was with these guys, the Mill Life, Akatasem, and all them things there. Until director Godwin Avenobo, the Grandmaster, and Kojo Akakwati, they had a training section at the Spirit FM Asokwa Kumasi in 2003. So I was a part. It was the maiden edition. So right from the training, I was very fortunate. I was employed at Nkoso Radio.
Wow.
And that is how my journey began in 2003. But before then, I had already worked with an investment company at Roman Hill in Kumasi, Golden Aid Investment Company. So I had some working experience before I started the media
job. So what was it? Was it the love to be on air, talk about issues, make people affect people's lives?
One of my brothers actually called my attention to the training, and I had to join him. Really, I didn't even know what I was going to do there after the training, but because I quickly had a chance to be in the media from the training, and apparently I have been used in so many ways when it comes to the media work. Because the first employment I had with Nkoso Radio, I had to do sales and then voiceover. So I was a voiceover artist. And then, people saw that, Charlie, the voice is too nice to be doing sales only, and the voiceover works, I should do presentations. So I started also with the news. So I read news in English, and then as well I did in Tree, the local, so I moved from Nkoso Radio, I went to Sky FM in Sunyani, but there I wasn't officially employed. But before then I had already applied to other stations. So whilst there and the employment letter was not coming, I was called by Zura FM. So I quickly made a U-turn and came back to my Kumasi route, So when I came, I had employment at Zura FM. But there I had plenty opportunities to explore. They gave me the platform to do so many things. So I gathered a lot of experience doing one thing to the other. Until for some family reasons, I had to leave Kumasi. I went to, the Canterbury for a day or two. There's a lot, and that is the more reason why you should buy my book, So I left Kumasi, I left Zuria FM because I had to leave Kumasi. I was not leaving Zuria, but the fact that I had to leave and come to Accra to hustle.
Yeah.
I came to Accra with no family, no friend. I came and I hustled from, I think it was the late 2004, early 2005.
Wow.
I began my hustle at Top Radio.
Yeah. That's where I heard you first.
Yes.
Anyone who's listened to.
Yes, Top Radio is my home.
That was
they
something.
received me from Kumasi. At the time, they had issues with finance, so they were not even paying salaries.
Yeah.
But I sacrificed and worked. At a point, things resolved, and they started paying workers, so I was paid. But before then, I had to survive, so I started producing the Ohemaawoyeje. That is how come I thought of being an entrepreneur, to support the work I do out of passion.
Yeah.
Because that time, there was no money. And I had plenty gigs at the time. I was even the MC for the National Theatre concert party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was emceeing programs almost every weekend. Plenty weddings, a lot of events. I know I'm in people's albums and videos when they go to check. Events at the time.
Yeah.
And at Top Radio, I began reading the news in English with Kaba, the late Kaba.
Oh.
And, Lady Joy Dems, the squad. And then with time, apart from also the Tree News, when Delay left, the writer said, okay, he thinks I'm the best person to run the show. Yeah. And so I was there all along doing the news before Delay left. And so he added the mid-morning to the things I was doing already.
So you were doing mid-morning in addition to everything?
Yeah, I was
not elevating another
news,
things.
No. And even later when Saddam Ofori 2 left, they gave me the political show he was hosting Sunday evenings, editorial review.
Boy.
And I killed it. And that be how come I'm connected to a lot of politicians in the country. That was through the program that I was hosting.
Wow.
So I was doing all this. So later, my boss came, attended one of my birthday parties. Me, I love parties because I'm a 24th December born.
Yeah.
So just the way she came to see, she was so impressed, the way the whole program was organized and things. And therefore, she decided that, okay, I should be the head of events and promotion and organize events for them. And when they gave me that position, they know.
Things
it's
happened.
On the record. Things happened, I organized a lot of stuff.
But wait. That year span that you were at
Top Radio.
Did you at any point work with Ebola?
No, when I came, he had left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I came, he had left. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
I
didn't
see.
meet him, but I heard a lot of stuff that
of course.
Bola is always the champ.
So spent a good chunk of.
But
years.
I was coming to him for some payolas and things. Once a while he Empire, boss.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Top Radio, yes, that's the first protocol for you in Accra, in cutting your teeth. But you said something about your sales background, the responsibilities you were given and piled upon during that time.
Yeah.
Did you feel at any point too much pressure on your head?
No,
too much work? Because you have to merge that with hustling on the side and other things.
I should think that maybe I'm a workaholic.
Yes.
So I didn't see it as an extra burden. Mm-hmm. I just love to, explore and continue to do many things as and when they come.
Yeah.
At one point, the morning show host did not come, and the director asked me to sit in just for a day. I did for a day, and the man, he's always impressed anytime I do a new thing, and he want me to be there. I said, no, this one I not go do. I told them, but I didn't feel that it was a work overload. I feel that we should be readily available to be doing so many things, because in life you never know. Maybe the next place you'll be going, what you really love to do, that particular thing might not be available. So how do you survive?
Yeah.
But if you catch one thing there, when that space opens, you can still get the chance to be there. Yeah.
And also be an asset.
Yes, of course.
At every point in time. So from top, what did you go?
Utility
player. Multi-talented. There's a gentleman here by that name. I'm sure you know.
I see.
Yeah. Jonah.
Okay.
Multi-talented.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Okay. But still, whilst there, I was writing articles for a couple of newspapers.
Wow.
I remember that time, New Nation Times, Weekly Digest, I wrote a bit for PNP and New Fela and then Fela magazine.
Wow.
I was doing these so that at the end of the month I go, they count the number of stories I brought and they
collect your
pay me.
cash.
I got to survive.
So you are writing for newspapers?
I was able to buy my car when my salary, if I tell you, you will not believe it.
How much?
I was really hustling, man.
How much?
It was like the 1.7 or so.
170
Ghana, I remember.
Wow, do all this?
Yes. Yes. You know.
So what? You are writing for newspapers. You were on air doing news, doing mid-morning multiplayer across, doing Sheto and addition, MCing programs as well. Wow.
Yes. But you know, when you are young, you have too much energy, so you don't even feel unless you want to listen, pay too much attention to your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't mind the skin. Eh. Don't mind the skin.
I see. I see. So from top, what made you switch?
Okay, so I served them for a longer time. I think between 7-8 years, I was still at Top Radio doing so many things. And at a point, I had a call from Marco Krukumante.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that, Charlie, Multimedia wants you to join. So I met him somewhere around there. And later I had to meet Echi Kwam, Nana PNT.
Yeah.
Tina at the time, she
Tina,
was the
yes.
HR. Yeah, so the conversations went on and on, negotiations were done, and I had to move on. It was difficult because, you know, the Top Radio people, the station loved me and I loved them back. Yeah. Because even when I started the shitter business, straight away, because of the genuine love they had for me, they made me run free adverts for the product for the period until I left. And immediately they even gave me a chance to place it somewhere at the forecourt of the station to sell. Before I became big, before I had my FDA certificates to supply to the supermarket and all. So we had that bond, you know, and on my show I had plenty adverts. Revenue was coming because they know that Ajwa Rasta go run on in multilingual language and things, you know.
The multi-language element, where did that come from?
Because I'm a Zongo guy, I always say it. So you take it as every language I speak, I belong there. Because I'm a mix of everything, and, you know, so.
You're a mix of everything, what do you mean?
Me, I don't have one particular tribe that I belong to. No.
Why? Both parents have.
Me, I be everything some. So if I take them so. Hey. If you hear me speaking Hausa, in a Hausa, I be Hausa girl. If you call me, then if you take me as Gan, no. On Abani make so I just say so as and when I switch to everywhere I belong there. I say and I think that it is fine because that is the only way you could be able to appeal and connect to every, you know, when you speak people's tongue, their language, they feel very much
close to you.
Yeah.
It's the language of their heart.
Yes.
So that also helps you in many things. For business, networking, relationships.
Absolutely. Even when I go to the market. When I see the woman they speak Ghana, Charlie, you more carry neighbor and no. Oh, ni asuma you are Ghana boy na no we Ashanti and things then obey of fine. If you be Zongo people, you know how the Zongos love them our own people.
Yeah.
You know, we are all the time I did Top Radio, Charlie. That who honor him my phone will call you then tell you say, hey, if anybody disturbs you, make you call we. You go come there and go and show them say, hey, we the Zongo people. we don't joke at all. So I really have the love from almost everywhere. The streets, you know, because of the Ajwa Rasta tag. Like I don't belong to any Rasta religion. It's not about being, you know, that. But I am, just because I am natural, I am organic, conscious. I see that the Rasta people, the pure ones, that is their way of life, you know, but not necessarily because I attend any of their temple meetings. So,
Okay. So
it was an offer. So finally I dropped a resignation letter and I left Top Radio. We cried. Everybody was crying, weeping like that. You know, they vexed. You know, initially it wasn't too bad, but later when I left them and they felt
the impact,
they vexed. So the woman was like 3, 1 and 2 shares. But even today we are still very fine. But the man is dead.
Unfortunately.
You know, so I joined Multimedia, and for 6 years, you know what happened before my exit. I wasn't ready to leave though, but the station would no more accommodate me. And the time I was pregnant, I was so much going into this frustration. I was so depressed, and they were not ready to hear my plea and cry. So I thought of the fact that my pregnancy is very much important, the unborn baby and my health. So after 3 months of not having access to even enter the studio when I came back from Amsterdam, I had to leave. I consulted my lawyers and they helped me draft a letter.
Was it a difficult moment for you? Because
really, like
this is something
over
that
the
you
past
really
20 years of me being in this practice, that was the most difficult time of my career. You know, I went through a lot, and even after I left, I was in Ghana for several months. The station did not make any attempt to call me that, Charlie, you brought a resignation letter, but indeed we want to work with you. Maybe things were not working out, but there was no intervention at all.
Nothing.
I reached to every authority, every official that matter, through email, text, personal talks, and they refused to hear me, including Echi. That time Echi had left. Kwesi Chum himself, and he directed me back to the same general manager, Abu. Abu was not ready to listen to me. Why would you take me off air and ask me to be on the field when on my appointment letter you employed me as a presenter to host programs? Now you ask me to go out there and report and write stories from the street ghetto, go to the toilet workers and all that. And so I asked, okay, so after I do all these things, when will I come back on air? He had no date for me. So like they were using just professional tactics to get rid of me. Obviously, because we had a contract, so they know when they fire you, you can take them on. So then they will frustrate you to resign. I resigned, and then you take me to court. I resigned. You responded with a letter. You didn't call me back. I was in Ghana for a few months. I run my shuttle and bar business. And then, when I was getting closer to my third trimester, I left to Amsterdam to have my baby. After 3 months of delivery, I came back to Ghana because I had a couple of calls from media houses who wanted to work with me. And I accepted that of Dr. Akweku to work at Angel FM. When I started quickly, thankfully to God, the people got to know I'm back on radio, and the listeners came back, So my people brought a letter. Multimedia people brought me a sue letter. So they sued me at the Commercial High Court. I've been going there almost every day, including yesterday. It's only today that we don't have a hearing. For the past 4 years, I've been going to court every day, every time. They want to, charge me for every good they did for me. If they bought me any pure water, they work the cost of the pure water and add interest to it. I have to pay. Regardless, I have served them over the years. They want to take every penny they gave me, invested in me before I left, with interest. And that is why I am still in court with Multimedia. Wow. I mean, this is a fine case. But of course, I understand that we don't have to say much because the case is still in court. Yeah.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. But beyond the years to Angel, how has life been for you? And how do you strike the balance between all these commitments you have with work, with business, and family?
Well, it's difficult, but it's always a plan. If you plan well, you can execute. Yeah. I do all of these because when it comes to business, I have workers at the Ohemaawoyeje Ice Bar. The shuttle section, I have workers there. I pay them. Yeah. I have cameras working. Even when I am not in Ghana, I'm able to monitor my business and check who is coming late. Yeah. The few things that camera can help me know, I get to know. Yeah. And there are others that I take personal feedback. So I keep customer contact so that I can be able to check whenever they are having any issues with my workers. And apart from that, when it comes to taking care of my 2 daughters, I have a supportive family, especially my mother. She's been very, very awesome. She helps me a lot. And my radio work, because I don't have to do much to be able to deliver, because for me, I think the radio work I do is more of a talent. Yeah. It doesn't really come from book. So when we become buga buga. So that is how I'm able to. And my husband is always not in Ghana. Yeah. He is based in Amsterdam. So even though I'm married, it's like I am not married. So as in when I travel there, he gave us documents to stay, but we decided, say, as soon as stubborn academy, so we still there Ghana.
Ghana, they job you too much.
Can you imagine? Pressure in your head. I just still there Ghana. Sometimes he asks, hey, but you, what they could give you for this country? People travel with visa self, they don't return to Ghana. You have a whole residence permit and you don't want to stay. Yeah, so that's what's up.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. When you look back on this journey, this 20-year journey, let me just ask, and a lot of people, wonder, if you had a chance to do it all over again, would you?
If I have a chance to
Go back and do all this all over again, would you do it? Specifically on the media journey.
Not too sure. But now, it also seems like, especially, when you are able to survive till the end, then it makes it easy for you to forgive and forget, and even sometimes take some things that were very hard for you now lighter. Now you see them as, okay, so maybe they were all the challenges that would propel you to success. So they become normal. If you fail, you can't forgive easily. But if you succeed, you look at them and say, okay, they were probably the way to get to where you are. So even though no, also yes.
I see.
No, because at a point it was very difficult. I'm educated. I know I am a hustler. I am a hard worker. And you do everything you got to do. And because you do public work, people disrespect you and abuse you with terrible words. People that on a normal day are more hungry, and you say you sat, they won't come diss you because of the work you do. Why? You do public work. But if you did some cool corner, you did your office, they do any public work. Working with your certificates, the certificates we get with pockets now, I say you go do this radio thing. Nobody can come walk to your office and come and disrespect you and say all sort of trash. But for the sake of this work. But this is what we said we love, and so we did it. So looking back, if around those times, the way things went, and if we were unable to get to this, there was no way I would say I'll go. I'll go back and do the same thing again.
Okay. Have you had to battle a lot of enemies in this journey?
A lot. Some men, some women, some men who go agree say, hey, one woman you be presenter, is only be DJ. Sometimes all they can do is just the music work. So if you do that, then it's one way or the other. Like you don't want them to also function. You get it. So they go do a lot of things. But seriously, so because you know how to eat, me I shouldn't eat. Because you know how to eat. But me too, I can eat. So yes, you can find your own food and eat. Make a farm and food and eat. So I have had to deal with a lot, and some women too. Sometimes even when these guys are their boyfriends or they have some, and also because it makes you like step ahead of them when it comes to what you're capable of doing. Because you can employ me alone and I'll still serve the purpose of two. And when they have to be employed and all the other accompaniments must come, then it looks like you are
rigging the game.
So them go hate. As for the hate there, it come but inshallah.
Kofi in Danswan is asking, what's your relationship with Delay?
Well, she's not my friend. She's not my enemy.
Okay. She's the one you took over her show from our top radio.
Yes, and that is how this whole thing started, though. The lady left. Whilst she was there, I was there. Just like I said before you, she closes her show. I come and sit down before she signs off so that I read my news. So you know me. And when she left to Oman, she didn't know that I was the one that director would ask to replace her. And more so when I came in and I used the multi-language for the presentation, the people loved the style. So unfortunately for her, they didn't move to follow her like she thought. So in her imaginations, things failed. And who made it fail? Ohemaawoyeje. So she never liked me. Like within, like in the industry, people know. Our colleagues, the good guys around the time, everybody knows, including the pastors who preached around the time at Top Radio. Many people knows the fact that Dile and I, we have never been like this. But when she was there, we all supported her, especially during the Presenters Guide program. We went there to give moral support and all. But she left, and because of just this, she pretends like she doesn't know me. After several years of all the rumors I heard, she called me for the first time that she wants to interview me. I knew that this lady didn't like me in the first place. Why would she call me to interview me? I pondered over it. And okay, I said, okay, then I also have my plan. I would go. I went, lo and behold, she was asking me questions that obviously had ill intent. Because questions that will not add up to your image, your brand image, are obviously some agenda, like some sabotage kind of thing. So me too, I jabbed with the answers I gave. And some people didn't get me because they were like, why would you say that if your husband sleeps with a mad woman, you would pick him, bath him, and still vibe with him? They didn't understand. It was, the Bible speaks in parables, So Ajay Rasta was speaking in parables. So it was to cut you from asking such questions. I am not ready to discuss my private life because you are not bringing up anything about your privacy or your private relationship issues on the show to discuss. So you call people, you allow them to come sit down and disgrace their families, their relationships, and you make money out of that. Maybe people really don't think that's smart to know that they don't gain anything disrespecting their families because of what.
Okay, but again, if somebody goes for an interview, you agree to go for an interview, it means you are opened up to just about everything. Unless there are terms for the interview.
The fact is that the person interviewing you is not God.
Of course.
So an interview is not a judgment day that you have to succumb to say everything. Really, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So it depends on the interviewee. If you want to lay low and say you go answer everything, then when I ask you to take off your panties, you should get up and take off your panties. But your conscience tells you that no, that one is not something that I have to do in an interview. So this is how I handled it. And some people were wondering, people were thinking that, hey, then you super love your husband. Then probably, our people, the way they think. But the matured people understood why I gave that answer. So even after that interview, many people called me and they were giving me applause. A lot of industry guys, they really loved the way I handled her. And she pretended she didn't know me on the show. I was like, Charlie, seriously? It was some kind of a drama because she knows me very well. We have sat in the same taxi. When I remember Robert, the Sunafun of the former MP, Robert Safo Mensah, once requested, I was reporting from Parliament sometime.
Yes.
So he asked that I bring delay. So we picked taxi, me then I'm go Parliament. And then and we met the MP. So how can you say somebody who comes to sit before you, read news before you left, and then we all sat in a taxi, we've even eaten together at Have You Do Chop Bar before, and then you say, as if I have seen you once, as if I know you somewhere. I mean, that's not real. So if I say she wasn't real, is that an insult? Is that a hate speech? To say that the lady was not being honest, she knows me very well. But because she pretended on the show, I also had to pretend because it was her show.
Okay, I understand.
You get it?
Yeah. On any day, if there should be a truce or a call for, differences to be settled, would you be open to that?
I don't have any issue, so there will be nothing to be resolved. I don't have any issue with her. She's running herself. I run myself.
Yeah.
There can never be enmity here. What am I looking for that she has that I don't have?
Okay. So
why would I have any issue with her?
So it's just about
being honest. And people are misinterpreting honesty as hate. Somebody calling it bad mouth. What is bad mouthing about me being real? And saying that Francis Aban is sitting down. Francis, are you not sitting down?
Yes.
So if I say Francis Aban is sitting down, is that a hate speech?
No.
Is that bad mouthing? So where did I fault?
You think you've been unduly judged in this matter?
I don't even follow their comment. People have time for them. Me, I'm a businesswoman. Say me, I use my time wisely, Taflache. So I don't have time to go and see who is judging me. People who are business minded and have something better doing with their lives, they will not go and sit on social media and be judging me. So why would I go to their level and go and check what they are they are writing about me. Francis, you don't have time to go on social media. You should even know how social media has been addictive and affecting productivity, affecting people's relationships, and people, a whole lot of things are happening because of the internet. People don't get time again. People are not even looking at their environment. They sit with you in a conversation and all they do is be on their phone. They are not living life. They are living for social media. That's someone's business. So me, I will not do that. I don't have time for. I have even gone to change my settings so that nobody tags me under such comments. And posts. Yeah. It is their wahala. It is their own headache. I've got something better to do with my time and my head. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about what you're doing tomorrow with the book you're launching. When did you decide? Wait. Before we talk about that, you said in going through the struggle and at the end you look back and realize, okay, it was worth the hustle. Are we towards the end of your media career?
Have I?
Are we heading towards the end of your media career?
Not at all. But you should know that, things are not working well in the country. That is not to say that I want to leave Ghana, though. if any hour happens,
you want to Japan?
I take my passport and my picnics sharp. Oh, yeah. But you see, people must remember what we have done because we did a lot of sacrifices. We faced a lot of challenges and we survived it. Yeah. So the story must be told by us. Yeah. When the hater writes your story, you know how they write them. So you have to write it yourself.
Own
and
your story.
Exactly. That's what I have done.
Your life in your own words.
I thought about it just last year when I was 1 month pregnant for my second daughter in Amsterdam whilst I was on vacation. I had a plan to celebrate my 20 years the year ahead. That was last year. Yeah. So I started planning this from last year. Yeah. So that was when I started writing the story in 20 years. So it's a summary of what happened in 20 years. Not almost everything that happened is in the book. Some of the things will be too petty. I know that conscious people really don't have to be reading just Bibia Keke. So it is sorted, so it's a summary. And even I had a few stuff in there, but then Godwin Avinago, the Grandmaster who wrote the foreword for me, advised that in order to avoid a lot of controversies, I took some off. And I listened because, when you advise me, I did listen. Oh, yeah. So I took some off. So it is still refined. For that matter, it is refined. So some of the hard stuff... They are not in the book. They're not in there.
Okay, wonderful. So tomorrow the launch will be done?
Yes, so I'm launching the book at the Accra International Conference Center. The launch would start at 3 p.m. And then after the end of the book launch, we auction. And then I do some donations to small-scale business owners. I'm donating some gas stove to about 20 people. Wow. I'm also offering free career training, so I'll be giving them certificates. They'll be having a free training at an institution. Wow. And then also, after that, there will be a Thanksgiving concert. I have a couple of gospel, secular, old musicians coming through to perform for a Thanksgiving concert to climax the event at the Accra International Conference Center. Everything would happen there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some are coming with invitation, others are buying tickets to come, and the ticket is 100 Ghana cedis
to arrive.
Yes, you can buy online. It's at Silverbird Cinemas, the Ohemaawoyeje Ice Bar and Restaurants, at some at Angel FM. Yeah, and you can dial *713 star. Star. I mean *713 *33 *11 hash. Yeah. *713 *33 *11 hash.
That's how you get it done.
Yes.
To get your ticket.
Yes. I want to see everyone.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Come and support. I'm expecting you.
As for me and the tribe, we'll be there. Sharp.
I know, but thanks for the love and support.
Of course. Ohema, as we end this conversation, for that young person out there who's looked to you as a model and an example and wants to be like you, achieve what you've achieved, what would be your advice to such a person?
To be yourself. That person should be herself. Be yourself. Officer or madam, wherever you be your original self. If you want to be excellent performer, you have to be yourself. Yeah. Because when you try to be anything else that you are not, you suffer. I remember when we did this radio work without these Facebook live and things, you people can craze in the studio. Remember?
Yes.
The energy. But because of this Facebook stream and the camera thing, not everybody has that confidence enough. So people become too careful. So somebody's watching me and might feel that, hey, look at her teeth. See the way her teeth looks while she laughs. And so because of that, she will not laugh. Is it not going to affect your originality as a person or a presenter? But you should probably sometimes laugh for the audience to also have that energy whilst the person's listening to you and all that. So you have to forget about the impression of people. Don't impress people. Charlie, when we were coming to this life, you didn't consult anybody to come. And life was never rehearsed. Be yourself. The mistakes, the problems, the successes, they are all that is put together to be called life. Without these, you are not living. People that are dead in Awudome are not having challenges. They are not getting insulted. They are not failing. Neither are they succeeding. So be yourself and fail. And be proud of your failure. Because if I did not have these failures and challenges before I succeed, I wouldn't have had a story to write a book. So people must be themselves, regardless what people feel. That's why I have maintained the way I live. Not because I just look down on people that are doing artificial stuff, because it's a free world. And people decide to do what they want to do with their life. But me, I will not do that, because I appreciate who I am. I really don't care how you feel about me being myself. So I'm not ready to wear any type of wig because you think that that is the trend and that will make me fit in. I don't want to fit in. I want to be myself. Hate me for who I am or love me for who I am, because I will not change to suit you.
The hairdo and the inspiration, where does it come from?
Oh, I love natural things. And way back, this type of hair... You remember what your mother was doing, so I just love being natural, organic, being a Ghanaian, African, traditional. I've traveled a lot to many countries around the world. And some of these hairstyles, when I travel and I do them, the admiration I get. So I know that this is the original identity of a Ghanaian. If I go there and I am in their type of outfit, appearance, I'll be like them. They will not admire me because they see a lot of them around them. So how would they love me? They should see me differently from the many people around them.
Fantastic.
You're
very strong.
Thank you, my brother.
You're very original.
You are my brother,
What is your greatest fear?
I don't have fears.
At all?
Not at all.
Not one?
No. Because fear has never stopped people from dying. So if I fear that, I love my phone too much. So when my phone die, I have that fear that, so when my phone die, what will I do? Will that stop the phone from dying one day? It will still die. So why will I fear it? I should rather learn how to gather enough strength so that one day when that thing that I'm supposed to fear that I don't fear happens, I would know how to console myself, how to be able to gradually move on and overcome it, because I wouldn't be the first person who has encountered that in life. Because uncertainties are there for every, things would happen to us whether we fear it or not. If I fear that my marriage can end up in a divorce, so because of that, so what? No. And so what? If I fear, who says because of my fear the divorce will not come? And when it has to come, it will come. So I won't fear. I'd rather live and enjoy the marriage right now until the divorce comes. So I gather some cry on standby. When the divorce comes, then I cry for the divorce. Master, why will I have to start crying now? And then I cry twice. Right now, when it happens, then I suddenly cry again. No, you don't go happy, my brother.
So you enjoy the moment as it comes.
Yes.
Prepare for everything.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Ohema. And I wish you well.
Thank you, my brother.
Look, my mama sent a message. Says congratulations to you.
Thank you, Mama.
You do very, very well.
Thank
God bless
you. I'm grateful. Thanks.
God bless you.
Thank
God
you. I'm
bless
so
you.
honored. Yeah.
Thank
you.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Ohema, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, sure. I'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks for coming and for joining us here on Happy Hour. At this point, DJ Don, please give us the mix. Let's dance a little this morning. Have a good time this morning. Then we'll bring you the highlights from the interview we had with Sophia Kufuor, the former Chief Justice, from highlights from Star Chat, and then we'll settle with our team for our weekly review. So it's now time for DJ Don on the Friday Jam. Enjoy.
Refreshing you with the best music, news,